Hey guys, it's Victoria here, and today's Saturday, October 16th, and I am going to go over Bitcoin, BTCUSD. Okay, so for those of you who are weekend pippin, right, this one's for you. Okay. So first and foremost, I love to use the Gcash dashboard so I can quickly see where I am in the cycle. And it's telling me right now it's at a 4 peak formation low. So what that means is, guys, the peak started on Wednesday, right? You can barely see it's getting covered here, but here's the 4 peak formation low. So the new peak started here. Okay, prices came here and rejected off of the 200 EMA. So the trend continued on. Okay. So that means 4 days ago, that's how long we're in the peak, right? So we all know, well, we should know. If you don't know, now you do, right? The market maker cycle is typically, so we're now in the bull, right? This is your typical, oh, that's kind of ugly. Let me draw it down here, since this is what it is, right? This is your typical market maker cycle. You can see that, right? For the bull, when you're climbing, when you're going long. All right. This usually lasts about 3 to 5 days, right? And then it reverses, right? You come up here to the M, you're in level 3, you're doing all kinds of buying and you're shorting and you're going long up here, right? This is level 3. You're looking for those multi-session W's, those multi-session M's up here, right? To help you to identify that you're in level 3. The EMAs are all spread out. You're looking for a trend reversal at that point, right? But typically this cycle is 3 days, or it's 3 ADR, right? Here's 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this looks like it hit the ADR, the third ADR, right, on Friday. Now, it doesn't mean that it immediately reverses at 3 ADR. This is just a range to kind of help you to see that it's coming, right? The trend is about to change, or it's going to continue. As you can see, this thing has been, we've been going long for quite some time now, right? And it reset here or continued on long on Wednesday, right? So now we're 4 days into this continuation of the long trend. So we all know Bitcoin has been on a rise. I mean, it's hitting new highs. There's a whole bunch of stuff behind that I'm not qualified to speak on, right? All I can speak on here is what I'm seeing is the price action, the days that we are in this peak. And, what kind of trade are you looking to get into today, depending on what time you showed up at the charts, right? It's always, market timing is very, very, very important. Okay. So let me see. I have on this chart, I have the harmonics on here. And again, beautifully, you can see this is the 4-hour. I look at the 4-hour just to kind of get a general idea of where we're headed. And we're still headed. It's still long. Like I said, we're 4 days into this continuation. However, looking at this, we know we're going to go short, right? We got to go short to go back long, right? This is the way it works, right? So the 200 and the 50 have crossed on here. We have these EMAs are all spread out. So also it could be, we're getting ready to see a change in trend. So let's get down to it, right? What are we looking at for today, right? We're looking at, we're looking to go short, right? Depending again, when you showed up at the market, because yesterday, the market left us with 2 gigantic railroad tracks here. We're on the H1 right now. So we can expect this thing to go short just because we saw this pattern right here. And it also kind of looked like to me like a head and shoulders pattern as well. Okay. It's an ugly looking M, but nonetheless it is. Look at the TDI. We can see this divergence here as well. We can see how price came right up here to the extreme. We're at the high, but it's not the 80, but it's the 70. That's still a decent high, right? This is another level of confluence that you can use. Okay. So now, because I know that it's long, but you know what? I'm looking for reasons to short the market because it's pulling back, right? We're going to pull back, and there's a few things you want to consider when you're countering these trades. Obviously, the 50 is very important on the H1, and on the M15, the Mayo is very important. Like, you don't want to hold these trades when you're countering them, because they will reverse on you, because you're obviously countering the trade. Okay, so we already talked about the peak formation, the ADRs. We know that we are now, and then this thing will tell you too, that once it starts to light up, guys, when you see the blue on here, it starts to let you know that we've really exceeded it. We haven't quite exceeded this yet, but I'm pretty sure we will once we get to the ADR high, which is one of my other favorite indicators here, which is a part of the ICT, right? This indicator with the ICT sell and the ICT buy. Those are available in the Telegram thing. Those are all the free stuff, right? And it will plot the ADR high and low on your chart. So usually when I see that and we're at the high like this, I can expect the prices to go back up here once it's done pulling back. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to a different chart here so we don't get bothered here, because we already know where we're headed today, right? Based on when you showed up, obviously by now, right? By now, this thing is already starting to go back long. As you can see, this nice little doji hammer looking like candlestick on the H1. It's looking like it's going long again, right? So in this, we got to wait for this thing to actually cross over and then start going back up. Okay, so let me switch, go to a different clearer chart, because I like clear charts. Okay. All right, this is H1. And typically, you guys know I like to mark the hour chart where I show up, because typically this is the time I would show up at the chart. So again, I'm looking to short the market. For those of you who have the journal, you have these indicators for free. The one with the star and this reversal dots or whatnot. You have all that available. So I wanted to show you a chart that had the stuff that you had available. Okay, so I'm up here. Let's say this hasn't happened yet, right? Because this is when I showed up. This hasn't happened yet, right? So let's say I'm like, okay, let me try and short this market, right? So what I could do, I can start with the fib up here on H1, right? I could totally do that. So let's go ahead and have fun, right? Let's go ahead and have some fun. And I'm going to take it only from here to here, because so far that's all I can see, right? That's the lowest point, it looks like to me. So I'm going to just do that. Let me go ahead and add. If I can see this stuff, it's so small. So let me pull this over here. Okay. All right. So this is where I'm looking for prices to retrace and then go short, right? That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so I'm going to drop down to the 30-minute. Okay, that's cool too. It's still around that range. Okay, I'm going to drop down to the 15. Still looking good, but here I'm going to adjust it to this point right here. Okay. And how are we doing? We're still looking good, right? Remember, this hasn't happened yet, right? Just getting tighter and tighter. So I can also drop down to the 5-minute and then see where I'm at. Okay. If I need to adjust, I will. I think I'm going to adjust it too. So on the 5-minute, adjust it from that pivot to this one. Okay. Okay. So I think I lost my place there. There we go. Oof, all this stuff on the chart. So from that high to this low is where I made the adjustment. And I'm going to draw another one. Still legit, right? So I'm gonna draw it from here to here. Let's just make it a different color. Okay, so take that off so I can see price. Okay, so remember, this hasn't happened yet. We're looking for where can we enter the market. This has already happened. Okay, move this out a little bit more. Okay, so I'm looking to short the market, right? Because I already know that I'm going to enter the pullback today. So I'm going to go back to the 15-minute where, wherever you can see this stuff clearly, right? That's where you go. So I just want to take a good look at that, right? So those are my areas. I'm going to go back to the 1 hour so you guys can see. Okay. This is really good, right? So good. So if I drop back down to the 15-minute, now I'm like, okay, where am I going to exit the market? Right now, I already decided that I'm going to enter around this area, right? This is my area because this has already happened. This hasn't happened yet, right? So I'm going to enter around this area and look, we have this support right here, this little bit of consolidation here, right? That's happening. And that was around I think it was a 38% range, somewhere around there. And so that's where I'm going to look for the market to break that and then go down and I'll go short, right? And then you can see, this is crazy. It's just, it's just doing this little consolidation stuff here. But again, I'm looking to short this market. So let's see what happens, right? I'm just going to be like, I'm going to see what happens because right now, based on what I already know, that's what I'm going to do for today. So now I want to identify the area that I'm going to take profits from. I already know that I see the 200, which is right here. And this is the 15-minute. So that's already an ideal place for me to take profits. Okay. Now I'm going to drop the expansion tool here. So let's start from here. Okay. Well, actually, let's just go back to the 15-minute. Works for me. I'm going to drop the expansion one here. I'm going to take it from up there to down here. That pivot there. Okay, and I'm going to draw another box. Use that one. Make this a different color. Okay. And then I'm going to do the other one right here, which is right where my 200 is right there. Okay, let me drop down to the 5-minute. Let's see, does that work out for 5 minutes? Sure does. Sure enough. Okay, and here on the 5-minute, we have the 800 EMA here coming as support. Okay, so these are the two areas. So let's go and look at it again. 30 minutes. Beautiful. Okay. The 30 minutes is always kind of weird for me sometimes, right? Because you can't use, you can use the 50, but sometimes it doesn't touch it or it goes beyond it or it gets close to it. So that's why I like to stick with the 15-minute and the 1 hour. So the 15-minute, this area of the target that we're looking for looks pretty good. So if you were to put 2 orders in here, you could have had one TP right at this 61. My TP would have been at the 200. Bump this 100 right here because I already know, right? This 200 is legit. Okay. So let's go to the 1 hour so we can see what it looks like. Again, beautiful. You see, guys, You see how prices came right here to the 50. Okay, that is my target. So on the 1 hour, the target is the 50. On the 15-minute, the target is the 200, right? That's what it is. So that is how you trade. Well, you could trade this market. I don't know what your strategy is going to be, but this is a definitely good one to implement, right? And so watch this. So when you're ready to execute this trade, right, we're waiting for it. You see that stop hunt there. You see how prices came right here and closed. You could have entered at the close of the candle. You see the green, the white candle closed under here, and then the green candle, you can enter right there. That could have been a good entry right here on the 15-minute. Let's see what the 5-minute says. The 5-minute, it's beautiful, guys. Look at this. Uh-oh, let me take that off so you can see it. You got the reversal dots are right here, and you can see it reversed. It even looks like an M, right? Before you know it's an M, like it already kind of reversed, and you can look at your TDI and you can see that you have this pattern here, right? So the moment, again, on the 5-minute, the moment it closed underneath the 13, you could have taken your entry right there at this green candle. Okay, that's your entry. And remember, this is your TP1 right there. And then your TP2 is here. Okay. So let's go on to 15-minute. Well, you know, my TP2 ain't right there. My TP2 is right here, because 200 for me, that's all I need right there. Okay. And you're done with that trade. And now you're just waiting. Let me bring this down a little bit so you can see it. That's my TP2, guys, at the 200 at the Mayo, right? So from here to here, that's 9,889 pips. If you go down more, now you're at 13,526 pips right here. And you're done. I mean, you could be totally done for the day, guys. So now you're done with the counter, and you could totally do the same thing and get ready to take this thing long, because this one's already ready to go long. Okay. You have, look at the TDI. In and out, in and out. I mean, and we already know we're looking to go long here. So this is a no-brainer trade to go long today for the rest of the day. But that's how I would trade this cryptocurrency, based on when I woke up, based on what pattern was telling me, what the price action was telling me from the higher time frame. I can see the railroads. I can see this looks like a head and shoulders. So obviously, when I'm showing up at the chart, I'm looking to short this market for the day. And again, I could be totally done today if I wanted to be, or if I wanted to go back in long, I could, right? I just kind of follow the same steps that I took to identify my area of entry and where I'm going to get out. Okay. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, hit the bell, comment, like, share, you know, whatever you want to do. Show your support, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.